Only 8 starters. No, it's not a... It's like a air rifle or a bullet through the front of Tony Longhurst's windscreen. He's chipped that in an earlier race, and we're set to go racing. Colin Bond and Longhurst on the front row. Watch the Nissans off the line, though. And away they go. Longhurst got away fairly smart, but he'll never get across to the inside quickly enough. He gets the brush there. And getting away, the 2 Nissans again with Longhurst forced to carry on. But he'll never make it. It'll be Richards to lead them over the top of the hill with Scaife in second. Longhurst goes to the wide line through this turn. Tyres are still a little on the cold side, and the Giant Killer sets out on the outside of Mark Scaife as they come down here. He's going to stay with the foot in the bucket all the way through here.
Richards leads them down the hill. Scaife in second, getting into a real fisticuffs with Longhurst. There's no doubt about it. It doesn't matter how much weight you throw on these things, they get off the line like a missile. But Longhurst has done well. He's recovered well from the start. He's right with them as they head down the stop corner for the first time.
This is looking like a much better heat for him than the earlier heat, where he just didn't get the jump at all. And look at this up round the outside. He's got past one of the distance. In fact, temporarily had the lead by about 3 thou.
Well, this is a long corner out against the fence. Now he's got to try and get in behind Richards for the draft up the hill. But they're going to go door handle to door handle as the Nissan race cam shows us. Tony Longhurst going through to take over the lead. Will he? No. Right-hander comes up now, and Longhurst will elect to stay wide. There's not much he can do about it. How close are they? Through turn number 2 at Amaroo Park. Longhurst tries to get in to stop Mark Scaife from closing up. Can't do it. Forced to go on again on the outside.
Gee, that was a great shot looking through the window at Tony driving the car. Tremendous bit of race cam footage.
Look at the traffic jam behind them. Bond Ashby goes down the outside. Big brake lock-up. It hasn't done him much good. He's still running side by side with Bond as they come out of the corner.
Great stuff as they come down to the late turn again. The 2 Winfield Nissans looking sharp here. Ashby, or Reed rather, went via the grass.
So Richards leads his teammate Scaife. Longhurst taps into third. Then we've got Ashby in fourth. Bond in fifth. Paul Morris sixth. Bob Pearson seventh. It really is a tight battle in round 2.
I think Colin was involved in a bit of bumping in the earlier heat and understood that he had to change his intercooler and radiator and a couple of other bits at the front of the Ford Sierra. So real cut and thrust stuff. There's nothing in it between these blokes.
The race cam.
Great shot from Tony Longhurst BMW in third position in behind the 2 Winfield Nissans.
That really is a fabulous shot. You can see how hard the suspension on these cars works around here. Getting the power down on the GTR in that fairly slow corner. Longhurst stays with them.
Tony's pulled away now from the Sierra and the Commodore, so it's really sort of a 3-way battle for the lead.
Listen to the revs of this fabulous little 2.5 litre 4-cylinder German engine, 9,500 RPM rev limit, and does it scream as they come up the straight once again. Hanging into the draft of the Nissans, they're making quite a freight train, a big hole in the air. So that's helping Longhurst as they come over the hill. Little dab of the brakes, back through the gears. Richards, or Scaife, I should say, using all the road and then some.
Oh, thanks.
Just a face full of dust. A tremendous shot of motor racing 4 inches above the deck.
Our race cam boys have done well here at Amaroo Park today, and our thanks go to the B&H team and Frank Gardner, Tony Longhurst, able to mount that camera, and it is sitting not too far off the road, let me tell you. There's Bondi running back there in the 4th spot. Ashby is the next one through. There's Rowan Onslow going through in the GIO Commodore. Nothing between the front running 3 though. That's where the race is here today at Amaroo Park. Jim Richards the leader, Mark Scaife in second and Tony in third. This is where the great race cam view as they drop into the loop here as he closes up for the right-hand approach.
See if Longhurst can do anything about it this time. They seem to have it covered down the back part of the circuit. Yokohama shot cars first, second and third. We said in the first heat, Tony experimenting with a new type of compound Yokohama tyre. As he looks down the inside of Scaife, Scaife gives him a little bit of room. Longhurst, as you can see, as we take our race cam again, not able to do anything in the acceleration department as the GTR just leaps out of that corner.
Poor old Tony's probably a bit gun-shy about having a run down the inside since they slapped that $5 grand on him for helping John Bow out at Winton.
Gee, that's a fabulous view. You just sit here and really enjoy that. We're half race distance and look at the way that Mark Scaife's car is working, and certainly graphic pictures.
And we gave him a face full of dust last time.
Just doesn't the BMW work hard for its lap? I mean, it just screams. Tony's got to drive the thing 11 tenths every lap in order to get the performance that he needs out of the car. Such a strong car in the handling and braking department, but very well suited to this layout.
Well, he's certainly a match for the Nissans around here. They're not being able to get away from him. He just doesn't have that extra ounce of horsepower, traction or acceleration, whatever you want to call it, just to be able to get that extra 0.2 of a second to be able to do something about it. So it's this sort of concertina effect. They come under brakes. The BMW is sensational down there.
Notice that Colin Bond's getting a little closer to the back as well. He's going to try and turn this into a four-way battle with 6 laps down, 4 to run.
And this quartet have opened up a big gap back to Trevor Ashby and Paul Morris, I believe, getting in the action there too with the big Commodore. So 2 separate battles. It's the one we're staying with. Richards, Scaife, Longhurst and Bond all curb hopping as they come over the top of the hill.
I wonder whose turn it is to win today.
We shall find out.
Jimmy's up there. Scaife has got one other guy to keep him company, and that's Tony.
Certainly the Nissan, the BMW and the Sierra seem to be quite evenly matched, but I can't help but think that the Commodore's still doing it pretty tough the way the rules are at the moment. Probably a biased opinion, I guess.
You're entitled to a biased opinion. You drive a Commodore.
Yeah, occasionally.
So this is the battle for 5th, 6th and 7th. Trevor Ashby, Paul Morris, Bob Pearson and the immaculate black Commodore VN. Bob, a regular campaigner on the AMSCAR Trail. And Paul Morris, the new recruit to the BMW stable. A learning year for him.
He's done a good job, Paul Morris.
So he's filling up the mirrors of Ashby's Commodore. And Bob Pearson going along for the ride. Saw Paul put in a tremendous drive here in the opening round of the Shell Australian Touring Car Championship in the wet. It was just dynamite. Certainly opened a lot of people's eyes. And he's been doing the whole touring car trail this year.
Colin Bond's got right into that battle now for the lead as we go back, looking from the rear of Jimmy Richards' car at Mark Scaife, Tony Longhurst behind him, and then Colin Bond right on the end of this. 4 cars nose to tail. That's a tremendous shot.
It is. John, if Larry Perkins is watching today, the great form of the Nissans, they'll be running box trailers and 2 lumps of concrete by the time the Tui's 1000 comes around. Showing some good form at Amaroo Park, getting it all down on the deck. But those sprint 10 lappers really work to their advantage. I guess if the races were a little longer, Longhurst would really be giving them curry in the second part of a 20 lapper. It's closed up.
Look at Bondi. He's made up all the ground he needs. He's right with Longhurst now.
Really bringing the spectators to life. A sparse but enthusiastic crowd here today. So we picked them up, coming down the exit to the lake. Richards out there against the wall is Mark Scaife.
You just get the impression that they really do have the BMW's measure. And currently around the back of the circuit, Trevor Ashby's just had a lose.
Well, we'll concentrate on this. Look at this. 4-way for the lead. Bondi's up there, laughing Jack Flash. He joins on the tail as Jimmy Richards leads them out. Right behind him, Mark Scaife. 1-2 for the Winfield Nissans today. And here's Tony just looking for a little gap to open up on the inside. Exit to Sutton's corner. A little kick to the right and the run down to the right-hander at the lake. And Bondi makes a big lunge here at Tony Longhurst. Couldn't affect a pass there as they come out. Jim got a little bit sideways as they came out of the bottom corner. Checkered flag at the ready. And the Winfield Nissan strike at Amaroo Park. Richards and Scaife 1-2. Longhurst and Bond in a blanket finish. Fantastic race. Well done to Jimmy Richards and Mark Scaife. Did that well at the front. Hero of the day, no doubt about it. Tony Longhurst, and the man who kept on keeping on was Colin Bond. Let's check them out for you on the Shell race score. Richards, your race winner. Mark Scaife places second. Longhurst third. Colin Bond fourth. And Paul Morris and the Benson and Hedges BMW rounds out the 5.